feeling nice. Cook it up with some fiery spice. Jerk chicken, yes, yes please. Sizzle, sizzle, let it hit. Some fiery spice, oh let it flow. Feel that rhythm, let it go. Dancing while we cook tonight. Safari spot your delight. Ooh yeah, let's pop the flavors blend. Feel the groove, don't let it bend. In the kitchen, we're alive. Safari spice, let's fry.
I got the lashes on for y'all tonight, guys. I got the lashes on. What's poppin', everybody? What's up, TikTok? What's up, YouTube? We gonna Freestyle Friday. We just gonna Freestyle Friday tonight. Take it easy. You guys out watching the fireworks, hanging out, drinking, partying on the beach. What you guys up to? I'm just here. Figure we just gonna freestyle. I didn't come on in a couple of days, and I said we could just talk it up and see what's going on. What do you guys feel about this verdict? Has it sunk in? You feeling good about it? Feeling bad about it? Just is what it is. Ready to move forward? Ready to put it behind you? Don't want to think about it? Everybody is talking about it. And then some of the jurors came out. Did you see some of the jurors? The jurors were coming out making statements. I think they were kind of saying Dawn Richards after her testimony. I think when Nicole Westmoreland did her testimony, that was it. They lost all credibility and they thought they were just trying to set them up. So how do you think the judge is feeling about the verdict? Do you think the prosecutors maybe threw the judge under the bus and he's mad? Maybe they railroaded him or they backdoored him. Maybe he thought the prosecution's case was stronger than what it was. Because I heard when the verdict came in, the 6 prosecutors, they were all upset, and they were all sitting there with their head down, like this, bowed down. So I'm thinking in the judge's mind, is he thinking the prosecution set him up with a sloppy trial, and now he's mad, like frustrated because he's in charge of the sentencing, right? He's in charge of the sentences. So now he has to think, he's getting all these letters from the victims. I think he just got another letter from Chef Jordan. There's going to be more letters. I'm waiting on the letter from Tupac Shakur's family. I'm waiting for the letter from Tupac Shakur's family to come in. Right? You don't think that's coming in? So now the judge, he has to sit there and think, how am I going to sentence this guy? Because the defense was asking for 2 years, whereas the prosecution is asking for 5 years, right? But the charge holds 10 years each count. That would be a total of 20. He's a first time offender, right? Then he could get time served, good behavior. And I think they have a rehab program. I think if he goes into a rehab program, it could be lessened. But a lot of things about the case was just like, it was odd or not making sense. Or, first of all, I think this judge, hold on one second. I'm looking up where he worked. Okay, so Judge Arun worked for the law firm Susan Godfrey, LLP. Sussman. Sussman Godfrey, LLP, in New York. So did Diageo hire the liquor company, this law firm, in the past? And if the same liquor company that Diddy sued hired the law firm, Susan Godfrey, that Judge Arun once worked for, is that a conflict of interest? And if it's a conflict of interest, does that mean that Diddy's attorneys can say that that's a conflict of interest and throw it out? How come nobody's really talking about this? Is my information incorrect? Did you hear anything about that? So I'm really curious that the judge, I'm trying to get into the judge's state of mind. Now, he was appointed by Joe Biden, right? He was actually appointed before Cassie's lawsuit came out. So I was trying to look at the pattern of, and then Cassie's lawsuit came out, I think 6 months after Diddy sued the liquor company, Diageo. I think the judge doesn't like Diddy. I think the judge is actually fair. I think the judge has someone higher up he must answer to. I think the government is looking for revenge because they took a loss. If they have whatever 95, 90%, they have a 90% conviction rate. Is that based on, that's a plea deal? That's based on people who take plea deals. But Diddy didn't take a plea deal. That's usually what people do. They get that 95 conviction rate on plea deals. So when it comes down to the sentencing now, there's something else. He's not giving him bail. He denied the $50 million bail. Denied it 3 times. He just denied it a 4th time because they tried to do appeal, gave him $1 million, gave him the passports, took the jet, locked down the jet in Hawaii, said the plane is not going to take off. Here's $1 million today, Your Honor. He said, dismiss. You said he was a violent person. All the witnesses are writing letters who testified. The victims, sorry, not the witness, the victims. So he denied the bail. But the Mann Act is not a violent crime. But this is federal. Federal is different. Federal, the feds, when the feds get their hands on you, trust me, they don't want to let you go. But there's something that's still that's sticking out. Is a few things. One, the conflict of interest. If this judge worked for the company that represented Diageo, right, in the past, is that a conflict of interest? 2, they gave him no bail, even though the Mann Act is not a violent crime. But Diddy's attorney said he was a violent person. So he used the attorney's words against him. However, there's one thing that still keeps everyone keeps missing, right? What about victim number 5? Victim number 5. That's the mystery. Everyone kept saying Gina is victim number 3. She's a mystery, and then she popped up at TMZ. We heard Cassie, we heard Mia, we heard Jane Doe. She's Gina's walking around driving her BMW, whatever, got paid off, whatever, allegedly, maybe. But there was a victim number 5. I believe, I kind of think I know who it is. I'm not going to say it though. And I'm going to try to keep as much in the community guidelines as I can. So there was statutory and non-statutory victim number 5. I believe the judge, there was a thing if they were going to come with their name or anonymous or whatever. And then the judge was like, I'm not going to deal with victim number 5 right now. And they threw victim number 5 out. Whether it was male or female, I don't know, but they threw victim number 5 out. They didn't throw it out. Let me rephrase that. They put it to the side. Remember the feds overcharged? They had all these witnesses, Chef Jordan and the James Cruz and the head of the Bad Boy Records, and it was 7 weeks. Maybe it only should have been 4 weeks. Like, it's, you can't go on the facts. Sometimes you get them with confusion. But there were a lot of cases in the NYPD that they were getting. And I believe, I could be wrong. I'm not sure, because I was trying to get my facts together. Did the NYPD, and if you guys know, let me know in the comments, did the NYPD say, hey, pause, stop, pause? Because remember, there was over 100 civil suits. Tony Busby came with the 800 number. As of today, he has 770. Diddy's facing 770 civil lawsuits for SA. And 20 of them Busby was having him. But there was a time when the NYPD was like, hey, stop, pause. We are not taking any more. We're not going to investigate. Not that they're not taking. We're not going to investigate anything else until we get the verdict on the criminal charges. So now that we had the verdict, it was Nevada, New York, California, and Miami. I think those were the 4 states. It sounded like a lot of shenanigans was going on in Nevada, because that's where Shannon Sharp lives. And in certain counties in Nevada, that shenanigans is legal. So did they pause victim number 5 because NYPD put a moratorium and said, we're going to stop the investigation? Because when you come forward, if you are a victim of something that happened 10, 20, 30 years ago, like Fat Joe, they're trying to charge Fat Joe with the Mann Act, allegedly, right? You have to first now, if you never made, if you were in New York and it happened in Harlem or the Bronx, the first step, they're going to say, do you have evidence? Do you have witness? Did you make a police report? So everybody now is going to NYPD because they want to get that money and put that civil claim in. Because, see, the feds with the RICO, they would have been able to take his $400 million or whatever in assets and take money from his mothers and his kids, yada, yada, yada. But he didn't get charged for the RICO. So he still has his money. So, but with the civil lawsuit, it's less burden of proof in a civil lawsuit than the criminal. But I think the NYPD put a moratorium and was like, we're not going to investigate anything until we get the verdict. So now we got the verdict. What I'm saying, I'm taking this back to victim 5, guys. Y'all can look it up. Pull up the original indictment. The reason why I'm getting to this, let me stick to my point. Follow with me, guys. Follow me. I'm trying to, the feds play chess, not checkers. I think they didn't put all their eggs in one basket. I think they were like, we're only going to deal with what we're dealing with, the RICO and the transportation. We're only going to deal with that. Anything outside of that, victim number 5, we're not going to put all our eggs in one basket, because look what happened. So I think the judge was like, I'm not going to, usually you get a sentence in 60 days. He put this back 4 months. Because I think they're going to come with another indictment with victim number 5. Yep. This is not going to be no slap on your wrist. You're going to get 2 years. Diddy's lawyer's like, he's going to get 2 years and walk. He's fine. He already served 1 year. He'll be out in a year. The kids are down there partying. And, I think this judge a room. This is just my opinion, guys. You don't have to agree. Go ahead and hit that like button. You don't have to agree. You don't have to disagree. Like it, don't like it. In my opinion, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a paralegal. I think Judge Arun dislikes Diddy. He answers to higher ups. You got the Vanguards and you got the BlackRock family. I don't know if that's the parent company of Diageo or the oil and with each other. These Fortune 500 companies, very powerful. They could just make one call to the judge and say, "Don't let him go, hold him." So the feds, when Mark Agnifilio, he was like, "Let him out now, Your Honor. Now he's not guilty. Let him out. Here's $1,000,000. Here's his passport. Let him go right." The judge was like, "Wait a minute. You want him to walk out the door right now?" He's like, "Yeah, right now." He was like, "No." The judge was like, the prosecution give me a letter, defense give me a letter. I'll give you an answer at 5 o'clock." And he said they'll deny him because I think in his mind, he's like, "Nope. We're gonna take our time." Because remember, he rushed to a speedy trial. Usually, this would take like 2 years. I believe. Let me break it down. I believe that the feds had been investigating Diddy for like at least 15 years. And the reason why I'm saying 15 years is because, what was his name? Freeway Ricky Ross, the drug dealer Freeway Ricky Ross, when he was being questioned by the feds, they asked him, "Did you know anything about Mr. Combs and being with," well, I got to stay in the community guidelines. Like, they were questioning about his behavior um 15 years ago. Let me just say that. I got to stay within the guidelines, guys. I've been getting striked. I got striked on YouTube. I got striked on TikTok. They've been striking me left and right. So this is a hard topic to cover, but get colorful. They wanted to know how colorful Diddy was being 15 years ago when they interviewed Freeway Ricky Ross. Google it. Just Google it. You read it for yourself. I don't have to tell you, right? So the feds is watching you for 15 years, and they finally convinced or influenced Cassie or pressured her. I'm sure she got some tight security, right? To come forward, and now they got him. You think they're going to slap on the wrist, time served? You could walk. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No. Nope. I think they took out victim number 5 on purpose. I think the NYPD put a moratorium. I think they were going to put everything on pause with the investigations till we got the verdict. Now they open it back up in those 4 states, Nevada, LA, Miami, California, to continue the investigation. He's going to get sentenced on October 3rd. A few things can happen now. I've been saying, a lot of people are saying, okay, maybe they're going to hit him with state charges. Remember, they took out aiding and abetting. They took out the arson. They took out the kidnapping. Maybe they'll pick up some state. They could pick up the bang bang charges, maybe in Miami, in Florida, if they wanted to. LA, they could transfer him to LA. Say go testify in the Keefe D trial, right? To go over there. They may pull him to LA. You don't know. Or the judge, or he might get another indictment for the other victim number 5. Guys, look up victim number 5, guys. Look it up. It's in the first claim. I can show it right on my screen if you want to, but you guys seen that already. Or he might just hit him, he might just give him the max. 20 years. 10 years each count. Now, a lot of people guess in middle of the road. Middle of the road. 10 years each count, cut it in half, 5 years. Most people are saying, what I'm hearing other podcasters, they're saying 5 to 7 years. 5 to 7. I don't see him getting like 2 years, 1 year time served, plus good behavior, plus you go to rehab, and then they drug test you, and then you do time served, and just let him go home just like that. Nah, I don't see it. I really, really don't see it. So what they're gonna do now? They're gonna try to abolish the Mann Act. That's what they're coming after Fat Joe with. They're coming after Fat Joe, and they're gonna accuse him for the Mann Act now. I mean, did he just get his head in the books, come out, try to abolish the Mann Act because they feel like they're trying to go after black entertainers with that? Who was it? Jack Johnson, Charlie Chaplin, um, Chuck Berry, R. Kelly, now Diddy, Fat Joe. Was Cosby here with them? Did Cosby get the Mann Act? I don't remember. I can't keep up. Hold on. I don't think. No, not Bill Cosby. Did you guys see the baby oil contract? Oh my God. They have to freak off. The FO baby oil contract says, I, rapper so and so, agree to fly this person and her friends at this age, at this time, on this flight, to this stay in this hotel for X amount of days. Do I have your consent? Yes or no? That's a smart move, though. That's smart. That's a smart because these rappers know they fly everybody and just go. It's a rock and roll lifestyle. You know what they say: sex, drugs, rock and roll. It's just a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle, guys. It's just what it is. But yeah, they got the contracts out now to sign this kind. Just like they signed the NDA. You know, come into the studio, sign the NDA. You didn't see anything. You didn't know anything. Should they abolish the Mann Act? Maybe Diddy's trial. What something. God gives you lemon, make lemonades. He's had a great run. I mean, surviving the NDC. I mean, every day to try to survive the NDC. I mean, I don't know if any of you guys ever been to Brooklyn. I don't know if you guys ever been to prison. Brooklyn's like the worst place you could be, and prison's the worst place you could be. So double up to be in prison in Brooklyn. I heard they tighten up. They changed all the they got, since Epstein, they put new cameras and everything. He's on tight watch. And he can't, I think what's really probably killing him the most is that he can't be around people. Like he's isolated. Like usually you're in general population. He can't go in general population because he just can't. So let me know in the comments, guys. What do you think, how much time you think he get? Do you think he should be let go free? Do you think he should do the minimum? Do you think he should do the maximum? What do you think? Let me stop sharing. And then now all these men are coming out for Cassie. She's getting sued. All her lawsuits. She thinks it's easy walking around with $30 million that people aren't gonna come for her. You know? I thought after the verdict things would die down a little bit and people would be talking about other things, but they're still talking about it though. Who guys saw Little Rod? Little Rod did like a 3 hour interview with Little Rod did an interview with academics. Who watched that? Mm-mm. Did Cassie get sued or they just threatening to sue her? I thought I saw a lawsuit. I don't know. There's so many trolls out there. You never know what to believe, right? Hold on, guys. I'm just looking up something real quick. I don't know how people sit here and podcast all day long. All day long. So let me see. I want to read some of my comments. This is what people are saying. I'm gonna go Diddy Docket. Shout out Diddy Docket was great, man. Diddy Docket and Insider Press, boy, they really did the thing, keeping us, up to date. And all the podcasters too. All the podcasters, boots on the ground, you know, telling, being in the court, running out, um, to give us the update. I thought that was great. Being that there's no cameras in the court, and it gives you a different perspective. You could listen to five podcasters and get five different stories, their own interpretation. But a lot of people just feeling like the verdict was split. Didn't Chef Jordan write a? So they dropped the transcript, the unredacted transcript. Didn't Chef Jordan? She wrote a letter to the court. Let me see if I can find that. He's gonna get a lot of letters. She wrote a statement that she's in fear of being unalived. Oh, she was on her Instagram. Let's see what she said. I don't really follow her. I don't know if she did it on a oh, here. She did a live. Let's see. Let me share my channel. Let me share the screen, guys. Let's see what she had to say. I didn't watch it. We're gonna watch it together. Let's see.
Minor victims to Sean Combs' physical assault while I was employed by him. As someone who was a witness, abuse towards Cassandra Ventura Fine during my time of working for Sean Combs, I would just like to say that this is a grave miscarriage of justice. And I would like to also address that last year on March 20th, I was contacted by the federal government. They showed up at my door with badges. I refused to speak to them because I was, as one of the actual minor victims to Sean Combs' physical assault while I was employed by him. As someone who was a witness to the abuse towards Cassandra Ventura Fine during my time of working for Sean Combs, I would just like to say that this is a grave miscarriage of justice. And I would like to also address that last year on March 20th, I was contacted by the federal government. I was terrified So I was served with a grand jury subpoena that day before they left my home in Atlanta, Georgia. I confided in 3 different people about that visit from the feds. Terrified is actually an understatement. These are facts. This, in my opinion, was witness tampering. I was supposed to testify this year on May 20th. I was in New York. It was announced, it was on CNN that I was supposed to be testifying, and I was pulled because I flipped out on the government. These are also facts. I want to be very clear. As a victim, as a former employee of Sean Combs, I do not feel safe. I am extremely traumatized. I do not know where to go from here. These are facts. This, in my opinion, was witness tampering. I submit my own letter to the judge. I stand by everything that I said. I knew that he beat Cassie Ventura fine in 2009. I know that she was dragged from the vehicle, okay? I know that I saw her 2 days later at the London hotel when me and assistants brought her a bag, okay? This was a miscarriage of justice. And
Oh, okay. Here goes her letter. I don't know why is this. She wrote a letter, but it's not in. Maybe it didn't. I guess it went to the court, but they didn't upload it yet in the Diddy docket. Let me see. Let me read what she said. This is from Chef Jordan. Greetings. We command you that all the singular business and excuses being laid aside, you appear and attend before the grand jury. Oh, okay. This is her subpoena. This is her subpoena. So why is she posting? I'm confused. Why is she posting her subpoena on Instagram? Dear Chef, this is Aaron Darn, Sean Combs' attorney. I left you a voicemail last week, but I wanted to follow up. I have been told you have been contacted by law enforcement and might want to get an attorney to represent me. Let me know if you want to discuss how this happened. Feel free to contact me, Aaron. Okay. Now here's her letter to the judge. So she wrote it July 2nd, 4:30. I'm writing to express my grave concern over possible release of Sean Combs. I believe he should be held without bail until his sentencing is determined. Thank you for your time and attention in this case so far. You are appreciated. I know that you did not hear from me during the trial, but that I was in fact listed as a witness to Mr. Combs' abuse towards Cassie Ventura Fine. You also heard testimony about Mr. Combs assaulting me inside of his New Jersey estate. There have been clear pattern of physical and financial abuse on his part for years. Releasing him now would be unjust. Those of us who were subpoenaed are terrified at the possibility of his retaliation against us. I like to express how terrifying this whole ordeal has been for me personally. This past year and a half has been traumatizing. This verdict is devastating. His release would be sending a dangerous message to all survivors and victims of these types of crimes. I fear for my safety upon his release. I ask that you consider all the victims, the witnesses involved in this case. Thank you for your careful consideration in this matter. Chef Jordan. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Took me a while to find it, but I did. Interesting. I'm telling you guys, more letters are going to come up. He's going to be under a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. He was like, I'm not going back to get jail. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. Why is he acting like he's an innocent person? Why? Is he in denial? Does he have false hope? Is he delusional? Did he really think his money was going to buy him out? Who knows? So now the judge, so he got what? 3 letters now? Cassie, Chef Jordan, and the other letter from Dante Nash. Why was it? I don't know. I'm like, should the witnesses have went into witness protection program? Should the jury had been sequestered? They're saying that he was paying people online to like change the narrative or just switch it around. Guys, listen, I don't want to be up here talking about Diddy no more. We talked about Diddy. We've been talking about Diddy since 2023 when he sued the liquor company. When Cassie put out her lawsuit, and then when the raid, and then the video in the hotel, now the trial. Now it's gonna be sentenced in October. But something shady's going on. Something. The feds, they got something up their sleeve. I just feel it. A silver bullet, something. I don't know. I just feel like they took that victim out for a reason, and I think they're gonna use it later. And we gotta wait and see. But like I said, I think another indictment is gonna come before sentencing. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. All right, guys. I'll be up.